Hi, my name is Michael Quirk. I am the products editor for Dental Products Report. April is Oral Cancer Awareness Month, and as part of our coverage today, we're talking with Joanna Breckner, who is a mother of two that lives in California and an oral cancer survivor. Um, Hi, Joanna. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
When were you first diagnosed?
I was first diagnosed with precancerous leukoplakia about 13 years ago, and this was found in a routine oral screen by my dentist.
Okay, I mean, prior to your diagnosis, were there any symptoms you experienced? Can you tell me about the time leading up to your diagnosis?
Nothing I could put a face on. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm not HPV positive. I do not have any family history of oral cancer. So this truly came out of the blue. And even when my dentist found it, I could remember looking in the mirror, looking for those teeny tiny white spots. I still could not see it. I couldn't feel it. There was no difference in my taste. Nothing I could truly identify.
Was there anything after your diagnosis that you started to notice that was different? I mean, it seems so unbelievable that there would have been nothing you experienced.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I mean, at that time I was single and working, so, maybe the day-to-day stress that goes along with that.
Hmm.
Um, I can't identify it. I've always been a healthy person, exercise
Hmm.
regularly, eat well, um, a regular diet, plant-based, but also with processed food. Um, but nothing extreme.
Okay. Now, when you were diagnosed, do you know were there any particular technologies that your dentist used to aid in the diagnosis or in the subsequent treatment and the screenings?
My initial oral screening by my dentist with the leukoplakia was all visual and manual.
Hmm.
And if I recall, I was maybe 1 or 2 minutes. He
Hmm.
said, I see something, I want to you to a neurosurgeon. And
Hmm.
I immediately took that number, gave him a call. It all happened within 1 week. I didn't
Hmm.
wait any time.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about your treatment?
Yeah, absolutely. For my major surgery in January of 2012, is that the treatment
Yeah.
you're referring to?
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry.
Okay. In January 2012, I had surgery to remove my second tumor. My first tumor in October of 2006, no, 7, I'm sorry, was small, clean margins, no follow with radiation and chemotherapy. 4.5 years later, my cancer came back very aggressive.
Hmm.
And within 1 month, I was at UCLA having what is called a free flap surgery. I had half of my tongue removed um, and reconstructed with my forearm using skin and tissue and veins. And that was followed up with um, 7 to 8 intense weeks of radiation and chemotherapy.
Now, how have the treatments affected, your normal day-to-day life?
For the first maybe 2 weeks, it was business as usual. I could be a mom, take care of my kids, cook meals, eat, do the carpool, all that kind of stuff. Take care of my home and my family. But after about 2 weeks, it really took a toll. I was incapacitated for the rest of my treatment.
Hmm.
Basically, my day consisted of two roles. One, to brush my teeth, and two, to get my smoothies down. And that was it. I was very cognizant. I had to keep my muscles working in my throat so I wouldn't have to get a feeding tube and I wouldn't have atrophy of muscle there. I was on pain medication 24 hours a day under the care of my radiologist. Um, so my day was basically waking up, brushing my teeth, getting ready, going to radiation, coming home and napping, and eating and sleeping. Um, we had family and friends provide meals. I would have enough energy to sit around the dinner table with my family to hear about their day, and then I would go right back to bed. I lost my voice. I lost my taste. I was very tired. Um, I couldn't do anything. I was homebound pretty much for the entirety of for the rest of the duration of my treatment.
Wow. What's your status now? What does the doctor say?
I'm cancer free.
Cancer free. Great.
I got my MRI back last week and my CAT scans, and I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary.
That's
so
great news. What's the future hold for you now that you're cancer free? I mean, what do you have to do?
My children think my future should be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there is no doubt the way I look at life and the way I feel about life is very different. I certainly let a lot of things roll off me now that perhaps I used not to. I'm very much a type A personality, so I'm working on toning that down a little bit. I don't try to be as controlling. You know, there's a big universe out there, whatever you believe in. I believe in God. Everything is not up to me. So instead of worrying about next week, next month, next year, right now I'm very mindful, and I am focusing on what's happening today and enjoying my life today.
How about from a medical perspective? What do you have to do to keep up with to make sure it doesn't come back?
Well, I am on a routine with my doctors. Right now I'm scheduled. I have my next set of exams in 6 months. I see my doctors on a 3-month rotation between my radiologist, my surgeon, and another ENT in the mix. I'm seeing someone every 3 months. As far as my dental work, I did not have a cleaning by my dentist for 2 years that I was in treatment, so I'm back on that schedule. But instead of the regular every 6 months, my dentist sees me every 3 months for cleanings and follow-ups and just staying on top of it. So I have a lot of people interested in my mouth in addition to myself.
Great. Well, what about now? What would you tell in term for oral cancer screenings? What would you tell the average dental patient? What do you think that the average dental patient needs to know?
I would say the 2 best pieces of advice I would give are, 1, ask if an oral screening is being done by your dentist and hygienist. First and foremost, if they are not, my question would be, okay, please do it, or why aren't you doing it? And of course, there's a monetary side. Some doctors charge, some don't charge, so that is between you and your dentist. So 1, is it being performed? And make sure you're choosing the right dentist. I was very fortunate. I've had this dentist since I was 10 years old. I had nothing to do with this choice. My mother did it, and she chose very wisely. But make sure you have the right dentist. I am only beginning to learn about the education involved in dentistry and hygienists. So you need to make sure when you choose your dentist, does he have or she have the right credentials? Do they have a good team? God forbid they send you to an orthodontist or a maxillofacial doctor or an oral surgeon. Those are all people who need to be part of this oral cancer team to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about drill and fill anymore. There is so much more a dentist can see while you're sitting in that chair.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, is there it being Oral Cancer Awareness Month, is there anything else you'd like to share? Any organizations you're dedicated to, or anything else?
Well, I'm definitely becoming an advocate, meaning I want to share my story. I'm dedicated. While there are many things that contribute to oral cancer, my main focus right now is going to be the dental industry, because my dentist is who I found mine. So I have put a call out to various dental organizations to perhaps be on the Speakers Bureau. I'm trying to generate some press locally and nationally. I am a big believer in cancer support groups. The cancer support community of Westlake Village was instrumental as far as support group, hypnotherapy, mindfulness, nutrition, various lectures. I have been very involved with them since day one to help me get through this process. I think it's a health experience. It's also a mind-body experience. At least that's my belief, and that, I believe, is what has helped me get through this process.
Is there anywhere you'd like to direct our readers so they can learn more about in particular, your story or any organizations you're involved with?
Last week, April, I'm not sure the date, last Thursday. So whatever, April 9th or 10th maybe. I live in Westlake Village. We have a community paper called The Acorn, and they profiled a story on me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's quite informative and hopefully inspirational. As I mentioned, in the cancer support community. Although I am a member, but I'm not very active as of yet, the Oral Cancer Foundation is doing incredible work in educating, in informing, and creating public service. Take a look at their website. It's amazing. Of course, I have to give a shout out to my dentist, Dr. Phillips, after Woodland Hills. You saved my life. I love you. I'm forever indebted to you.
Great. Well, Joana, thank you for sharing your story with us. We're so glad to hear that you're well and that about your diagnosis, your final diagnosis last week, that you're cancer-free.
Thank you. Great news. And thank you for sharing my story.
Of course. Take care.
All right. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.